What's going on, everybody? I'm Captain RoBear and a whole new crew. Welcome to Rare Drop Roleplay presents Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, an adventure in the Second Age. Welcome, everybody.
So excited.
Hello.
Wow.
RoBear.
A hell of an introduction.
Or should we call you Tom from now on?
I am finally living my best life. Oh.
Man, the absolute madness a DM can create with the powers of Tom Bombadil. It's almost greater than a DM's.
It's perfect.
They've always said that the worst DMPC on the planet was Gandalf, but little did they know, it's always been Bombadil. It's not going to be pretty what I have to spend on a mushroom cap, because it's got to be real, but it's going down 100%. Has to after this.
If only Peter Jackson had shown us Tom Bombadil slaying zombies on behalf of Frodo and Sam.
Who? Why? Over and over again. We can't have one scene where it's just like, ha ha, and then it's cut. Like, you can't just Easter egg him?
Just hopping.
Yeah, and then he prances back to his swamp with his Babely wife.
Exactly.
Oh, well, you know what? The good news is I have my own Middle Earth of Middle America cosplay, which is a blue fishing shirt and yellow Crocs.
So, works for me. Perfect. Works for me.
That's the fit.
I thought you said we weren't doing costumes.
Some of us always live our characters, okay? It's been 15 years in this hat. I have to explain to people that it's not a stream gimmick.
It is you.
I actually have to moisturize my forehead for a reason. But we can't deal with that for very long. We introduced everybody who we got at the table. We got Mindy, we got Kevin, we got Tim, we got Christy, we got Glam. We got a mixture of Rare Drop, players from the past, new players that are here. I'm so excited to get to play with you, Mindy and Christy. Thank you guys for both coming on. It's amazing. Lots of fresh...
Not you,
fresh
Tim.
blood.
He's not excited to play with you.
We've played before. He's welcoming the new people, Kevin.
Yeah.
Nah, he's not excited to play with you, Tim.
I'm more excited than Tim.
My character's great. We're gonna have a great time, Kevin.
Oh yeah, the two Bjornings fighting the entire journey. Should be great. Should be great.
Establishing that brotherly love so early. I love it. I
told Kevin we had to change characters as soon as I saw that we were matching. I was like, no, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, we didn't do that on purpose, by the way. We both just chose Bjornings.
No, it's like when we end up matching and when we do our podcast. Like I actually had to go change my shirt the other day because he was wearing the exact same shirt.
It was adorable.
It's ridiculous, Kevin.
That's so funny. I thought you guys totally coordinated characters.
Nope.
I did too.
And then RoBear's like, oh, you guys are bear brothers. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And Kevin's like, we have to do it. And it's like, well, I guess we're locked in.
Take the journey with me, Tim.
What I was most worried, I'll be honest with, after Ben from MetaWorks did the art, after he gave Tim the bear hat, I was like, there's going to be an issue. I don't know if Kevin's pauldrons are bare enough. Like, I was like, do we need to make some more bear paws over here? Like,
I was willing to concede the bear hat to Tim. I knew how much that meant to him, so it's all good.
Yeah. No, I'm going to build a storyline for that.
yeah.
Really sweet.
And just to let you know, Tim, I got your back. The original files actually gave Kevin the bear hat, but I knew that Ben had mixed it up based off of the mood board that you sent. So, you know, hey, got you. All right.
Thank you.
Before we begin our shenanigans, and things are going to move fast, we're going to be doing a 6-part series. Or no, we're down to 5 because of last week. We're going to be doing a 5-part series, and things are going to move very quick. And I apologize, you're not going to get nearly as much D&D as you want tonight, but setups always take a lot longer than every other show, so bear with us. We're going to crank out as much RP and setting as we can get into tonight. But fear not, we have more episodes coming up. We will be live again next week, properly and on time at 4:30 CDT, 5:30 EDT next Tuesday. And then we will be dark for a week as we have lovely commitments, and then we will be back. So stick with us, enjoy watching the show along. Remember that we're all here just to have a good time. Don't worry about the IP. I've already done enough worrying for you. We're just going to try to have fun within the spaces and tell a good story and enjoy the fact that we have fresh content, which is the most important part. So enjoy the journey with us. We're going to mess up locations, places, and it's going to be a riot. So just enjoy the fact that we're here and having a good time, and it's a celebration, the fact that we have more token in our lives. So
it's an adaptation, Chad, an adaptation. Accept it and let's roll.
Bingo. But first, we're going to do a little read for King's Coast, because that's who's presenting our episode tonight. They're your local coffee roaster, no matter the zip code. Head on over to kingscoastcoffee.com to check out their roast and place your order. And for next month, make sure to use code RINGS, RINGS, code RINGS at the checkout for 10% off your order.
Do we get 10% off, Kevin?
I get mine for free. I don't know about you.
Oh.
I think I still get charged.
Hey, you get it for free. Why are you so surprised?
No, I was shocked when you told Mindy that you got yours for free, and she was.
I have
going. It was the awkward.
Minnie insists.
Was the awkward. It was awkward.
I invest in the company.
Yeah, Minnie insists on paying for it. I've tried to cancel out her payment, and she like cancels it and reschedules the payment. So I can only do so much.
I feel your pain after being in the bar business for 15 years, and now I have to go and buy beer at the grocery store. I don't just take home fresh growlers of delicious beer every day. What
Like a
plebs?
peasant?
Ugh. Kills me.
Sorry to hear that.
The hours are way sweeter.
I'm surprised you can still put on these shows.
I don't have to pay $300 a case for chicken wings anymore. Yay.
It's more than that now, my friend.
Oh my God.
RIP
Anyway.
our independent operators. Picking up where things will start. In the second age of Token's universe. In a continent of Middle Earth. Places that you know that are familiar quickly become unfamiliar. Set somewhere near in the north, with rolling hills and briar patches, the smell of fresh cut grass and meadow flowers. Blue sky as far as the eye can see. Fresh fruit. Blackberries. Pawpaws. Those wonderful in-between places where hedgerows turn into mazes and mazes turn into afternoon adventures. Someplace that distinctly feels so familiar, yet wild and different. Set out mid-afternoon, that sun at its peak temperature, the perfect time to take a stroll underneath the maples. Walking on a well-beaten path known for you, Mindy, but not known to most. Describe what you look like as you're taking a mid-afternoon stroll through home.
I look like the cutest little creature you would ever want to encounter. With curly matted hair and a crown of ivy. And I'm walking briskly and quietly because I don't want to be seen by wolves or men while I find my blackberries to eat.
I want you to look over on your character sheet. If you go down, there's a listing that starts with acrobatics and ends all the way with survival. There's a button that says stealth right above there. I want you to click that roll. $17 plus 5, 22. Like a well-trained Harfoot. Ruby, you go undetected even by the most eyeful of songbirds. The little creatures of the forest, unknowingly, even while you stroll by, don't scurry away. You're able to take in all of the forest as it should be. However, you know you're on the cusp. These are the last days of a waning summer. The last bits of fruit to be picked before it's time to head for warmer climate. I want you to roll another check down at the very bottom that says survival. As you've taken your long stroll and have picked a bountiful amount of berries, you're starting to come up towards the end of familiar territory finally. As you gaze back out, I want you to roll a perception check. Six. Staring out into unknown territory, you see just a glimmer of something that looks a lot like smoke in the distance. Startling at first, especially for how well that you have known these woods. Hair on the back of your neck stands up. How do you proceed when you see this smoke in the distance?
I proceed slow and low down to the ground, but I have to know what's going on because I need to know, is this friend or foe? So I proceed cautiously, quietly, to figure out what is going on.
I need you to roll another stealth check. However, I'm going to let you roll this with advantage. So you're going to hold left shift over the little bee that pops up, and it should turn green, and it'll allow you to roll 2 dice. $21. Tim, Kevin, I need to know who is to the north.
I'm to the north.
Ruby, as you approach, you begin to take a smell of the air. Fortunately for you, it smells like what, Tim? What's cooking?
I smell meat. Fine meat. Like to have some of this meat. I'm very hungry. I've been wandering for days.
Ruby, you notice a rough campsite. This time has got you to the edge of the bramble. As you peek up and over, Tim, I want you to roll a perception check at disadvantage. So you're going to hold down left control over that perception check.
Where would one find it?
If you look at the top of the list where it says acrobatics, and perception's about lower middle, and then you hover over the number and the B should pop up. Perfect. Give me one more roll. With a 6, you don't notice the small individual creeping up over those bushes with eyes on you. Describe what you look like at this rough campsite.
A body of a warrior. A man who has fought many orcs. Battle-scarred and long-haired. I look tired, but still ready to fight.
And indeed,
I wear upon my head a bear. As it is strange that I am also a skin changer, I wear this bear to remind myself that I am also a beast and a man.
And indeed, you are tired. As it's coming towards an end of your station. A Bjorning like yourself, not usually tied to any specific spot. Creature that loves to roam. However, you've made an oath a long time ago, many years before, to a clan of Harfoots, to you be the Northern Watch, the sentinel for them of danger in the north. The times of summer and bountiful seasons are coming to an end. And so will come your watch over those little folk and pass off to another down south. Ruby, I want you to roll a history check. Do so with advantage, so hold left shift.
I just rolled.
It's okay, you can toss another one.
Okay.
11. You've always known of the protectors, but you've never seen them before. This is new. And it's exciting because you finally wandered off the path far enough for some real adventure. How do you proceed?
I walk up to this campfire and this smelly man, but not so that he can see me, because I'm trying to figure out, is this really our protector? And can we have an adventure? And what does this mean? Because I've noticed the shifts in the air. I know something else is going on. And if he's here, we must be meant to meet at this moment. So I slowly approach to see.
Do you continue to stealth or do you reveal yourself?
I reveal myself.
Who are you?
I'm a Harfoot. My name
Clearly,
is Ruby.
I see that. Who are you? And why have you come to my camp?
I saw your camp along the way, and I know if you're here, it must be for a reason. Are you one of the protectors of the Harfoot?
Well, Harfoot, you are very small and you do require somewhat of my liking to keep you safe from the threats that could come.
Also, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack?
I am starving. Please come sit down.
Thank you.
And I'm a little drunk,
I can
so
tell.
excuse me.
Ruby, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw. So saving throws are in the top left-hand corner in a small box.
Okay, I think I have it. If I roll wrong, you'll correct it, right?
Yeah, you'll be fine. $21. With style, even though you have berries plumb roll up into your shirt at this point, almost stretching and staining as if you're squeezing to make juice with it. What do you have? Full patches. You don't lose a morsel as you head to his campsite. As you all sit down to have a meal with new friends. Sun finally beginning to tick down, and the fireflies lift within the forest of a new friend found. Bigger. Are there any conversations with this Harfoot that you desire to have before we cut scenes? Are the same for you, Ruby?
Harfoot, I do have a question. I am enjoying this meal with you. But I must know, what is it that you feel? What brought you here to me? I have come to keep these lands safe from threats that I fear could come. Do you feel this as well? Do you feel an evil presence moving this way?
I feel a heaviness in the air. The stars in the sky have shifted.
I've noticed this as well. The ground, it vibrates.
And there's a stench in the wind.
Smells
Something
like
isn't
death.
right. And it's not just you, because you probably need a shower.
All right, I've gone through the river.
Here, have
I've
some more
bathed
berries.
before. How dare you, small creature.
With all due respect.
You're lucky I don't turn into a bear right now. I can do that. Sharp fangs and...
Bigger. I want you to roll a wisdom saving throw. Saving throws are in the top left-hand corner. You'll see numbers across your stats. You drop one box down. There's strength, dex, con, intellect, wisdom, charisma.
Got it. Do I have to hold a modifier or just click it?
Just click it. I enjoyed the applause, whoever it is.
Sorry, that was the wrong pad. That was a voice changer.
I got really excited. I was like, we're getting applause.
He found the button on the sheet.
Here, you deserve it.
11. And you curse that small Harfoot who's come and interrupted your evening in the forest, but you can't help but hear your brother's voice in the back of your head. Kevin. That voice being yours, reminding Vigor of his duties. Give him a sample.
Vigor, we've sworn to protect the Harfoots from evil. It is an oath we took many, many moons ago. My tribal brother from the north.
Like sticky toffee pudding, it hangs and clings to your brain.
All the time.
As those
Sticky
campfires,
brain.
as those campfire flames crest into the evening, we pick up on a trail not so far away. Further to the north, but headed south. Two interesting travel companions. A juxtaposition of size like no other, but friends nonetheless. This path being well traveled. A mercantile passage with purpose, but not one without danger. Christy, Glam, go ahead and describe yourselves on this passage to the south.
Want me to go first? Okay. So, Marilyn is a very tall half-elf. She stands at 6. She is very tall, even for an elf. She's dirty, unkempt. Many would probably describe her as looking pretty feral. As someone who lives primarily in the woods as a full-time adventurer, she is unkempt and not too preoccupied with her appearance. She probably smells, I think, what Ruby smelled in the wind, probably.
Blunt is practically a cube. He is a very small dwarf and, you know, as wide as he is girthy, thick with 2 C's. He has a bright, blazing red beard in several braids and a blazing red mohawk down the center of his head, bald on either side, but tattooed with the name of Aule, the Valar that created the dwarves. He's basically dressed in the leathers and scale plate of the, generally normal to dwarves of Khazad-dûm, of which he is one. And he is a trader. He is a artificer. He is a creator, and he is also carries mithril back and forth And having already made a stop, he's got a very large satchel on his back that is somewhat depleted. You can tell he's already probably made a stop or two.
How are you all traveling this day? Are you on foot? Are you on carriage?
Foot.
I agree, foot.
I need you both to roll perception checks.
Oh God.
Fitting.
Yeah, I don't know where any of my stuff is. Okay, here I am. So perception check.
Perception, the
Where do I
long
find
bar
that?
that starts with acrobatics and ends with survival. Perception is in the lower middle. And then you hover over that number and click the B.
Oh, okay, on my character sheet. You got it. All right.
.22 Glunt. As you space out during the long walk, and Berlin's long stride begins to outstretch yours, you see in the distance a well-armored cart. Berlin, you've seen this before, but not in a while. As two large warthogs chained up to an impressive iron cart, bustling through, headed back to Khazad-dûm. It is but a brief nod and a wave towards Glunt, and one that completely ignores you. It's the same kind of wave everyone does in a Wrangler Jeep to each other. Just a simple low two fingers to Glunt. Helmet! And a rise as these dwarves tear ass on past you, leaving you just in a pile of soot and dust that reminds you that travel is long and hard on foot.
Well, that was nice of them. It's not often we get a burnout blessing on the road. No longer wet and sticky from the hot sun on this dwarven flesh.
Yes, now we are dry.
Go ahead and give me Constitution saving throws for that dusting. Good God.
I told you, something we do.
It's the silver-lined combat underwear.
Where do I?
Constitution saving throws are in your top left-hand corner in a box.
Easy.
With Berlin as described, a little bit more crusty than Glunt. It's actually not so bad for you, Berlin. It's kind of like a gold bonding at this point.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing.
Oh, no, she loves it. It's like dry shampoo for her hair.
Describe the journey that you're on for the audience and just how long you've been on the road.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
question.
Great question. Well, Berlin is belongs nowhere. It's often found just wandering, collecting lore and trade. And she's done these walks with Glunt before. Kind of a sellsword to make sure that the mithril that he has delivered. She's not, as a half elf, she's not concerned with either elves or men, so she enjoys the company of hobbits and dwarves in particular. So we are just on another one of our casual mithril deliveries by foot, because that's how I do things. And we've been walking how long do you think, Glunt?
Oh, it's been weeks at this point. We just made a drop off at Region. Glunt is regularly delivers mithril between Khazad Doom and Region to Celebrimbor. They respect each other's crafts. They need the metal. They trade magical goods, gems, good things. But we just came with too much, and Celebrimbor couldn't afford all of our this run. So he sent us forward. So we've been journeying on, and we're on our way towards Linden in order to seek out some more elven cities that might enjoy some bars of fresh dwarven mithril.
I want you both to roll a survival check. Very bottom of your checks list. It's been one of those days on the road. It seems like you stop more than you start. Possibly some bickering mixed in between, as you've both had separate ideas of a road you've both traveled many of times, of which is the quicker way.
That is correct, as I know where I'm going. All I do is adventure and wander.
No, you took the path with too much gravel, and I have to keep emptying out my boots.
No. Because your legs are short and mine are... to hold you like a baby for you to keep up with me.
At any point in time, do you attempt to pick him up like a baby just to show him how slow he is? Please.
Absolutely.
I need a
backpack him.
I need a strength versus strength challenge. This will be athletics.
And legs just kicking out.
Athletics check from both of you.
Got it.
Like Maggie Starfish style.
19 from Berlin. Oh, Glunt, we need yours.
Oh, mine as well? Okay, I thought I was just subject to this.
Oh, 20. You're able to get him halfway up, but just like a white dwarven star, the heaviness of the sheer amount of Glunt he's out in the squat as he's able to wiggle away.
Yeah. Like too hard jello, and it does barely jiggles at all. Like that. Man, it's just a squirm his way away. No, I told you not to pick me up.
Still trying to hold him on like a backpack.
I'm not a baby.
You are the baby.
I am a perfectly middle-aged. I'm a perfectly middle-aged, handsome, sexy, prime dwarf specimen.
In the middle of this contest in feat of strength that can only be outdone by Seinfeld, you both pause and stare as down the road is lumbering the largest bear that you have ever seen. Paying almost no attention to your shenanigans, it is simply stopped, raised up on its hind legs, and it's one of those extensions that even gives David Attenborough the chilly willies. Pulls some small pawpaws down from the tree as they disappear just as quickly as they've entered. Kevin, I want you to give me a perception check with advantage. So you will hold left shift. Ten. Like a true beast of the field, you've seen the odd couple down the road, and could care less. Because you know it's your time. And that soon the meals will become few and the hours will come much, much later as your oath is beginning to kick in. I want you to roll a second perception check. This one flat, not involving nature. This one involving the stars. Normally, before your time begins, you spend plenty of nights looking up. But this year, what you've seen doesn't terrify you, but concerns you. It feels like you've grown closer to the stars than ever before. Seeing long streams of falling stars in some constellations that you've never seen since you've been on Middle Earth. And then it twists in your brain a little bit that maybe you want to investigate these individuals. It is your choice. As you stare back out at the odd couple, how do you proceed?
I'm gonna wait and watch what they do and see how they proceed before I make my move, because I don't want to be hasty. I don't want to just dive out there.
As you hold back, I want you to describe your bear form in your words. What do Glunt and Berlin stare back at?
It's a large brownish black bear with yellowish red eyes. Very intimidating. Noting that there's lots of scars all over the body of the bear, as you can see it's had its fair share of confrontations. It's not friendly. It is definitely menacing. But there is some sort of, I don't want to say comfort, but something along those lines in staring at it. You're not immediately like, oh my God, I got to run. There's something more to it and you want to know more.
Holy shit, it's a big bear. I want to know more.
I think if I am correct, I can try to speak with Aaron, right? Berlin has seen everything journey, so this bear is not overtly alarming. Clearly not alarming to Glenn.
Thank you, Chrissy. I'm sorry, it was cutting out on you.
Sorry. Yes. So I was saying, Berlin as a wanderer, adventurer, she's kind of seen everything. She's not overtly scared of the bear. She also would like to know more. So maybe I could try to speak to it.
Do you cast speak with animals?
Yes.
As you begin to stroll forward to this bear, describe what the magic looks like if you're trying to do it subtly, or if you're very open about what it looks like as you begin to cast this spell.
Oh, no, Berlin is wide open. She's wide open, so how do I cast that?
No, it's your mind's eye. Describe what it looks like for you when you cast this spell.
Okay, so it kind of looks, she's slowly approaching the bear, at a regular pace. She's not scared. She's approaching it. Maybe she has her hand out in front of her, Chris Pratt style, trying to wrangle the, it's a raptor from the Jurassic Park movies. And I'm just making very concentrated eye contact with the bear.
Kevin, you feel this arcane flow through the ley lines as it begins to travel towards you, and you understand that it comes from a place of peace. What are your first words as you walk their way?
An elf and a dwarf together seems suspicious to me.
Definitely nothing suspicious here.
You cannot hear it.
Oh,
only,
yeah, I can't understand him, right? Damn
only
it.
Bear, only
that's
Bear
right,
Lynn.
That's right. That's right.
All you hear, Glamorous.
So, like when you talk normally.
Well played.
Okay. So he is saying to me that it seems suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy? Super sus. Super sus. Let me think. So I explained to him we are just traveling through, kind of give him the breakdown on kind of what our mission is. We were just wandering by foot. I know, stupid, should have taken a carriage, whatever. But we're wandering by foot to go deliver some mithril. I know it looks weird. We're an odd couple. I get it. But it's totally normal. So just kind of casually pleading my case to why this looks the way it does.
So, inside my games, when we tell, not show, I make you roll the dice. Your performance on your own RP will guide your success. But in this case, I'm going to make you roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yarnhelm, roll an insight with advantage. Hold left shift.
So mean.
14 versus the 3.
Blunt steps up. She's definitely telling the truth. We've traveled this path many times. Oh, I still don't understand him. Damn it.
But you could hear what she said.
Yeah.
And
Oh, right,
speak.
right,
Robert?
No,
Right,
she's
right.
speaking
No.
She
still.
was speaking rah, rah, rah,
Yeah,
too.
this is
okay.
just
Right,
this
'cause
is
it's
just
like
a tense standoff. But you notice that even while speaking, Lynn's beginning to ramble.
Right, so I'm just gonna like shuffle towards Berlin,
Yeah.
like
However-
showing a little bit of support.
While it is convoluted and a longer story than you could ever care for hearing, Yarnell, you don't detect any direct malice. While they may be nervous, they do seem like they're telling the truth. How do you proceed?
You should be on your way. Bad omens in the sky. Evil in the air. Move along this road. I will let you pass. But do not take this path again.
Evil, could you perhaps be a little more specific, Bear thing?
Can you understand me now?
No.
I just want to talk to a bear. Who would want to talk to a bear? Give me a break.
At this
Can
point,
I-
Christy, he's
have to
tried
relate
to
to
speak
him.
so many times, you cast it on Glunt as
him.
well.
I just like look at him. I'm like, all right, enough.
Frustrated that it's taken the use of extra bit of your own magic constitution to loop your friend in, who just can't handle but try to dwarven-splain the situation.
Like looking back and forth at y'all just being like, rah, 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 rah.
Oh yeah, and I am
ridiculous.
just rambling. Yeah, it is clear that I am not making any progress. Okay, so do I have to roll anything to cast it on him, or we just like
Nope.
sprinkling the juice on him? All right.
He's got the Capri Sun.
He's got the Capri Sun. You're good, Glunt.
What part do I get? What part did I catch?
So I
You got
fill
his
him in.
last. We're gonna say, for
Yeah.
the sake of brevity, that you received Yarnhelm's message about not traveling this path and the omens in the sky.
Got it. Well, wait, could you please be a little more specific about the evil?
Yeah, the omen.
If it's bad, maybe we should tell others?
Can I give them like a roar, like you know when the bear roars and it's like spit in the face almost, like I told you once, I'm not going to tell you again type of thing?
Yes, please roll an intimidation check.
Oh.
No advantage, regular flat, right?
Flat.
Damn.
Should I
One
roll
of the
against that, or
pawpaws
should
gets
I
choked
roll-
up in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
It's his acid reflux.
Gerd's a
Glad
bitch.
I'm not rolling animal handling, bear guy.
As it comes off as a weak intimidation, you think maybe this bear does need to eat something and relax just a little bit. Looks weary. At this cross section, how do you all proceed?
Can we tell that he's hungry?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah.
$16. Not so much that he's hungry, but it's the concerned bags below the eyes. Someone that hasn't gotten a lot of sleep, even in bear form. Looks like he could almost use a hibernation.
Well, we did just get some fresh lembas bread in Region.
That is true. We could theoretically set up camp, have a snack, maybe get some answers from this guy. Was
Or I
asking
could-
me a lot of questions, but I don't think we asked him a lot of questions.
I could also just toss him some lembas bread and see what happens.
Yeah, you could do that.
I know, I would like to rest as well. Trust me. These little dwarf legs don't have your stride. So yeah, I'm just gonna toss him some lembas bread.
Well, since I'm a bear, I'm going to look down at the lemdus bread and then look back at the dwarf and then look down at the lemdus bread and then look back at the dwarf. And then just do like, that couldn't fill the belly of a bird, dwarf.
You might be surprised.
Yarnhelm, I want you to roll a survival check.
What?
I want you to roll a survival check. It may be a small roll, but by God, you do smell honey. A vague sweetness as it hits the ground.
I'm going to go over to it, give it a few sniffs. Again, look at the dwarf. Almost like one of two things. Like, this is crap, but almost, did you poison this? Like, very cautious. And then I'll take a few nibbles on the bread and then kind of dive into it completely. Sweet. Honey. Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Shouldn't that have some like effects on him? You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't he like
The agency is your choice, Yardhelm.
All right. So, yeah, I'm starting to feel nourished, a little bit refreshed from the bread.
Do you have any more?
We've got plenty more, but a long walk ahead of us.
Very well.
How about free passage on the road? Some information about the evil. And we can give you a couple more pieces of lembas bread.
Fair trade. I'll join you on this walk to the borders.
Can we ride you?
That is an instant. That is an instant glaring growl look. I'll roll whatever I have to.
I had to ask.
An absolute no.
All right, had to ask.
As you all decide to make camp after it's already been a long day, I want 3 survival checks, 1 out of each of you, as you set off into the woods off the path, knowing that it's merely a death sentence to set yourself up next to the road and invite the invitation on a path like this. First nat 20 of the campaign!
Let's go!
Get those nat 20s in the chat. Let's go! Yarnhelm. 'Tis the season, my friend. As you don't even speak to the rest of the group, you just simply turn and start walking. Headed back to a familiar pace. The rest of you, Blunt, Barrelin, watchers as this bear lumbers off on a pathway that seems more haphazard than the one that got you here.
He's just knocking over trees. What a jerk.
And while you know that this is a long distraction, probably, been a while since you've gone on an adventure. Piques that childhood-like curiosity. And business can wait down south for at least an afternoon. And after all, how many get to spend an evening with a bear?
Not riding the bear.
Well, I think we're gonna need some bites of this ourselves. Like a coin, like flicks her a little corner of limbus bread and pops his own.
That.
Just so they can keep up.
Keep up with you?
No, with the bear. Aren't we following him?
Yeah. I was joking.
Yeah.
Now, Barelin, one of the things that you're able to do is druid craft. Druid crafting, for any person that's a spellcaster, especially one that's inclined to the forest, you're able to make small things happen. Birds chirping, small forest noises. You're able to make small vines grow, flowers. You have that small connection to nature. It's something you can do at any moment that doesn't involve losing any spells. It's just a cantrip. But in connection with your druid craft is a spell called Goodberry. For anyone who's out and about in the forest, I don't limit it just to Goodberry. Goodberry can be anything that you love foraging inside the forest. And it's something that can bring literally life and vitality back to the body.
Okay.
On this small stroll, If you want to manifest anything, it's your call. If not, it's a feather in your cap to remember while you go through the woods.
To know. I think we are good on the Lembus. Keep that.
As you all make camp, we flip back to another. Now under the night sky, our little Harfoot and her grumpy bear. I want you to roll, both of you, perception checks as you look towards the sky. Vigor, it's been a long day, and daycare wasn't on your mind. It's one of those days where you seem like you wipe the sleep away from your eyes 8 hours after you've woke up. But Ruby, the excitement of spending an evening with such a legendary creature and sentinel of the forest. You've been soaking up this evening. It is stargazing with your nephews or nieces for the first time, far outside of any light pollution. You can stare off into the sky and see the vastness of the universe for what it is. Ruby, when you stare out, normally it makes you feel small. As a small clan at a distinct part of the woods, for the first time, and with migration afoot, it actually feels like an open door for you. That adventure that you've always been looking for, finally a time for you to lead your clan and not be behind the wagon, but to be in the front. As you look at that night sky, you can't help but notice the falling stars in the distance. In particular, the longer you stare, it's as if one feels like it could fall in the palm of your hand. As this falling star hurtles towards the earth, do you sit and watch? Or do you tell Vigor to look up to the sky?
Vigor, look up to the sky. What do you see? Do you see it? Do you see what's happening?
I see stars.
No, you're not seeing it. Look over there. You don't see the falling star. You don't see it. The sky is all lit up.
Yes, I see that.
It looks like it just hit the ground. What do you think we should do? Shouldn't we go see what this is?
Oh. Yes, I think we should. We should go, small one. We should go see what the heavens have brought us. It could be dangerous. It could be the threat that you felt, perhaps, maybe.
Or it could be help for my clan. We're about to migrate, and I can't imagine leading them into danger. Maybe it's better to stay put, but shouldn't we check this out? And we're never allowed to go alone, so you have to go with me.
Well, as someone who protects this land, it's my duty to keep you safe, small one. So, yes, I will join you on your adventure. Let us go forth.
Okay, we go.
Deciding to cut the evening short. And since camp, after all, was rudimentary to begin with, and the meat is all gone, and most of the berries consumed, you pick so many, you still have some for later.
They were so delicious.
So good.
You begin to head back south, back towards your clan. You almost feel like that day, the first time an educator has ever praised you with your backpack on and you're racing out to go to the bus or get picked up or to go back home. You bring good tidings for whatever floats an unease in the air. For once you're comfortable. Back across at the other campfire, also staring up to the stars in a broken part of the meadow. You all see the same things. I'm going to give you guys a chance to roll your own perception checks.
Ooh,
And our first nat one. It's okay, Ruby, you're not there, so it doesn't count. You're lucky. Yarnhelm 17, Barrelin 12, Glunt 9.
ooh.
That seems pretty on point.
There's too much bear blocking the sky. How am I supposed to see anything?
Well, to the north, it certainly seemed like shooting stars. Furthest to the south, you feel it in your chest first. Well, the stars are definitely dropping from the heavens. Those are no creations of your creators. As you hear the drums of war and large molten boulders cresting up and over the forest sky, as pits of smoke begin to droll, your fears are realized, Yarnhelm. That itch that you've had, the hair on the back of your neck, what's kept you up for so long, is these poor Harfoot's secret is out. And you can hear in the distance as these trebuchets crash into the middle of your own protected wood. Long and drawn out howls. Wargs in the distance. The beat of drums. Something you haven't heard in so long. As you look back to your companions, how do you proceed?
I gotta say it. Orcs. I hate orcs. Are you armed, small man?
Oh, definitely. Large bear.
We could use your elf tricks and magic. Elf. I mean, at this point, I'm the protector. We're going straight for it. So, once again, can I just turn and start going?
Yarnhelm, you can turn and haul ass. Your
we're gonna
nat
haul
20
ass.
still leading you the way to the center of the wood.
Yep, I'm gone. I just say that to them, make sure they're ready to go, and I'm off.
And I am right behind him.
Yeah. Can we keep up with him? Let's
Oh.
go.
Absolutely. As you pick up and grab your possessions and roll out into the dark of the wood. Ruby. Vigar. About an hour or so into your trip, you begin to see the smoke rise as well. But what from a distance looked like shooting stars, you now clearly know the difference. As trebuchets arc up and over boulders into your own holler, you can hear the screams. And you can smell the burning of straw. And what were fireflies that filled the air are now embers. As you sit across the ridge and look down as the secret location of your people is no longer secret. You hear wargs for the first time as close to your village as you've ever heard it. I need stealth checks from both of you. (23) and a 16. As you stare off at the destruction in front of you that still feels a mile or two away, you're glad that you've gotten up from your time at the campfire. Held soaking up the scene from where it's at. I need perception checks with advantage for both of you as you all hold still and take in the destruction, not yet seeing where the source of these war drums come from, but only hearing the wolves. Transfixed on the scene in front of you, with both of you rolling a 6.
Ooh.
Held by the carnage, you begin to see bodies flowing down the ridge in the distance. Gangly, bent pieces of metal, only looking out and staring back towards their shadow. It takes you a second, but you finally hear the crunch of footsteps almost 10, 15 feet away. You both turn your head to look in that direction. And you see one of the trees that's long fallen, crushed by a massive boulder covered in oil. As you can see the flames on the side of that tree, begin to bend and twist. It also seems to meet almost an invisible wall as those flames kind of begin to rappel down back towards the root. As you look across and see a portly man in a blue jacket, gold boots, with a mushroom cap held at his waist, as a single tear that seems to roll down from his large, jolly cheeks down into his hand as that fire over the top of the tree diminishes. And he looks up and he makes eye contact over in your way. And you see the sadness in his eyes. Not a word spoken. As he puts his cap back on and he adjusts his belt. And it's just a nod. As he walks over and puts his hand on your shoulder.
Who are you?
Well, that will be a story for another day, old friend of the woods. We have business at hand here first. And that is where we will end our first session.
Oh, so
That's
good.
great. That was so fun.
Oh my
This is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, Mindy, you were amazing.
You're a natural.
Yeah.
I called it.
What the hell? You lied about not playing D&D before.
I'm telling you, all of my tabletop games experience really kicked in tonight.
And Tim with the voice mods, my
Oh
God.
my gosh. Now I need to come up with a different voice for next week.
Big
I know,
bear
I need to
daddy
find
energy.
a voice that will get people calling me daddy.
You were all fantastic.
That was a blast. I can't
Yeah,
wait for more.
thank you.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm D&D high. You know the high you get after a good D&D session. And you're like, oh, guess I'm gonna walk around in circles for 4 hours.
Sorry to traumatize all of you with this short session, but that's how starts usually go. But we are primed and ready to
Yeah.
tell more stories, and you'll get it next week, I promise.
It was the prologue.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's a great way of thinking.
Does anybody have any final announcements they'd like to let the community know about before we depart for this week?
Nah, I can't wait till next week when Tim and I can rip dwarf heads off with our mouths.
Our mouth. Hey, so
Rawr.
Wait, did you say
next
dwarf
week, are
heads
we
just
Yeah,
taking
he
a
did. He
break
said
next
dwarves.
week?
So
Whoops!
You just said
Sorry,
dwarf
meant
heads.
orcs.
Freudian
Freudian slip, little
Yeah, I
man.
was gonna say, what are we doing to the dwarves? We are in here next week, I think. So,
Yes, we are
Christina,
here.
right?
We are here. Yes.
We are, and then a break. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we get this in. That would be brutal if I made you guys wait a week in between.
Yeah, the only thing I got is we're doing the D&D or the Rings of Power watch party tomorrow on the Rare Job channel. That's about
Yes,
it. Or
yes.
my channel. My channel? My channel.
Your channel.
I knew
Yeah.
that was the
What?
one thing I was like, there is something that's supposed to be said at the end of this. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna.
The first K Magic 101 in a while.
No, we watched the first 2 episodes last
Oh,
week, so
nice!
we're
I
gonna
didn't
watch.
know that. Awesome.
We're gonna watch the 3rd episode tomorrow.
Great.
So.
Excellent.
That's about it. I can't wait till next week. This.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah,
Oh.
this was a tease. I'm like you said, I'm just gonna go walk around in circles now.
Yeah.
I don't get to use my John Williams-ish files nearly enough as much as I want to, so I'm like, yay, I get to be mini Hans Zimmer for the night.
No, the score was
I gotta
great.
Smile him out the whole time.
Incredible.
I thought Mindy was about to walk through dead Harfoot bodies with the way you had the score. And I was
I
like,
know. I was like,
I was so ready for it.
Just like
We're going to have to find out. Are you early enough or not?
Ugh.
I'm going to roll some dice. We will see. We must depart. I will be later on my channel later tonight as my normal schedule. I will see you then. For everyone who's joined us that's new on the channel, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.